Welcome to Ngozi Talk Shows. Lead from within.
Find your own voice.
Challenges we have had to overcome in 2020.
Find your own voice.
The world has become united by the unseen, knowing there are no guarantees for tomorrow.
Lead from within.
Find your own voice.
Let the world hear your voice and be filled within.
For the day has come for you to be a great leader.
The time has come to break away from the pain, distraction, experience the unthinkable.
Welcome to Ngozi Talk Shows. Find your own voice. Lead from within. Over to you, Carol Ann. Please introduce yourself to our audience.
Thank you. And yes, good afternoon. And I'm just positioning myself. It's a bit different being on my laptop, swivel round. Good afternoon from London, UK. And as the writing facilitator, what I do is I support soul-driven entrepreneurs in becoming more productive with their writing, in supporting them from taking their writing from just ordinary writing to extraordinary writing, where they experience free-flowing writing. They experience an unlocking of the writer within and getting their book written, getting their story written, because you cannot publish what isn't written. And all of this has come about through my own journey of unlocking the writer within. So nice to be here with you today, Namsa.
Lovely to have you, Carol Ann. So our topic today is how to turn your life around. And Carol Ann, you chose this topic, and I know there are some people who might be watching and they feel that they are unsatisfied with their lives, and they're looking to turn things around. So the good news is they can, and if they want to, because everything we do in life is a choice. So would you like to explain the topic to our audience and why you chose this topic, please, Carol?
Yes, certainly. It sort of stemmed from an ebook that I started writing about 6 years ago. That's in creation, and that's as far as it's got. And I'm being nudged to actually get it written. And it was originally called The 7 Pitfalls to Avoid When Trying to Rebuild Your Life and Move Out of Depression. I've renamed it now because I'm targeting people who are writing and with their business, and it's now called Lead with Your Story, the 7 keys to leverage the power of your story and turn your life and business around. And so as I'm being sort of nudged to get this book written, I realize it's a perfect time for it to be done, because so many of us have, in this last 18 months, nearly sort of 2 years, everything's been turned around. We've been stopped in many ways, or we've had our business stopped, or we've had to change tack, or our health maybe isn't what it used to be. Finances aren't coming in the same way. And so it's like, where are we? So I just thought it might be a great opportunity to explore this whole topic, because I know there's probably many people out there who are attempting to turn things around, and not just through business. I mean, when you think about people who have been displaced from their country and are coming over here and having to turn their life around. And so there's some key things we could look at and and just explore, because again, it's about or many factors. And really it's for you to be able to pick at least one of the factors that we chew over here today and run with it yourself. You know, because as Nomsa said, there's always something we can do. You know, and again, as we've said before, you have choice. You can stay stuck or you can move. You can wallow in the self-pity or the depression, or you can do something about it. You can choose to do something about it. And I have a something that Oprah Winfrey said: the smallest change in perspective can transform a life. What tiny attitude adjustment might turn your world around? And it's not making your attitude wrong, as it is at the moment. It's just a suggestion that maybe there's some tweak you could make to your attitude that would help everything turn around. And I know for me, what I'm looking at is the attitude of I am a writer versus I'm not a writer. I can't find time to write this versus could I possibly find time to write this book? You know, so just subtle shifts. So what about you, Nomsa? What did you hear and what are your thoughts on this topic?
I actually like when you say that your book that led with your story, because we intend to actually be followers. We intend to follow other people. So this book actually, I relate to it because when someone is leading their story, it means you get to figure you out. You get to figure your want. You get to figure your desires, your path, and the quote that you mentioned, that a tiny attitude that can turn things around. It's not about, it's just going into your life and going step by step and changing things around. Just evaluating things that are identifying the problems that you are facing and being really, really honest with yourself, looking back to your life and just sitting down and being honest. Or you could just easily look at yourself in front of the mirror and just try to identify the issues where you feel lost, where you feel unfulfilled, and writing it down. Before, I think you, Carol Ann, you mentioned before that when you write a letter to yourself, it does help. Write things down. It could be better habits, it could be the friendship that you have with people, or it could be simply people around you, the environment where you are in, and just try to tweak things around. Because the reason why we get stuck is because we are scared of the change, the unknown. We want to be in the familiar. We want to stay where with what we know. We don't want to take action and make some changes, because if you make changes, you don't know what's gonna happen. So we want to feel comfortable. So I agree with you that when you this book that says lead with your story, and Oprah, his her thingy is actually, when she says make it tiny changes, it means that you just need to take big small steps at a time, and don't look at other people, how they're gonna basically think of you when you make these decisions. At the end of the day, it's all about you. It's all about what you want. The path that you are taking, it will lead you to where you need to go. Basically, to your desires. When you make some changes, but if you don't, then you'll be stuck and you'll be miserable, stress. There's so many things that you become. So
Yeah,
I relate to your book.
nice.
When is it coming out?
That's a good question.
Yeah. I love the title so far. So when
Thank
is the
you.
book
Okay.
coming out?
It'll be in the new year.
Okay.
I'm going to I think I'm going to actually find the time. I'm going to start documenting how I find the time and actually do the work that I say that I do with other people.
Okay.
Explain what I do on myself to actually get this written and just talk through it. So I think for me that's a shift of attitude, of emphasis and focus. So in the new year, yeah, I hedge. I hate putting dates to something.
Yeah, I'm looking
But
forward
early
to
new
it.
year,
Yeah,
get it
looking
written,
forward to it.
because it's already, a lot of it's already written. The chapters are written. There's sections of the chapters are done, and it's about sitting down now and doing other bits of research, because it's realizing that it's not just about sitting and writing. There is research and reading to be done as well. So I think that's something that I've learnt along the way as I've been doing this. It isn't just about writing. It doesn't just have to be my words. I can find and research, see what others say about it or about the topics I'm talking about, ask for other people's journey as well and how they've got through it, and just then put it into my own words, give it my tone and make it fit with my books. So and what I'm writing about. So and I think this is something that is key. It's accepting that we get derailed along the way. We have an idea where we're going, we think we've got a plan, and then, like all good plans, they go a bit awry. And I've had that several times over, the years, and it was brought quite home to me the other night when I spent a beautiful, wonderful evening. 2.5 hours I spent with my granddaughter, helping her with her maths. And it really, I love maths, and I so enjoyed supporting her and helping her just plug the holes that were missing in the foundations, that then helped her to move forward, and for her to turn around and go, "Oh, is that all it is, Nan?" And I go, "Yeah, that is all it is." And she was getting it. She was just getting it. It was so beautiful. And it's helped give me that realization of the difference for me between the joy of maths and where I am with writing. Even though writing has become easier, I'm enjoying playing with words. It hasn't yet got the same joy that maths has. And so that's what I'm going to be working on, so that I've done a bit more around that last night, talking to a friend. We've shifted something else around it as well. So what I want to do is bring that joy to writing, clear whatever had me stop feeling that joy with writing or experiencing it, if I've ever experienced it, And so that's something we can do. It's actually identify what's the sticking point. Find something you really enjoy doing, and what is it that you're maybe wanting to do but it's not quite so enjoyable, and find a way of transferring that enjoyment, shifting the heaviness or the lack of joy, and pick up and run with it, So that's what I should be doing. And as you said, the focus is on the journey, not the destination. Okay, that's where I want to get to, but it's the journey that's important, and how you journey along that journey. And you can make it as comfortable or as uncomfortable as you like, And discomfort is okay. It's learning to work with the discomfort. I think there was another quote, Stuart Stafford: "In the ashes of bitter tragedy, tongue around that. In the ashes of bitter tragedy lie the seeds of astonishing rebirth. So just let those words sink, because maybe you think everything's all over, but if you can be with that, whatever's there, just know that there are seeds of rebirth that can come out of it. And writing about it, writing how you feel, doing some journaling each day can support you on that movement. Finding somebody that can support you, finding new friends, new people to converse with, and finding what you really are passionate about. And taking on, learning new skills. So like me with learning this whole thing around writing and how I can, unlocking the writer within. It's a whole new dimension, a whole new world for me. And people ask me questions and I'm going, I'm not an English teacher, so I don't actually know that, but I do know how to unlock the writer within you. But do I just leave it? I pick up what they've said and I'm going, okay, that's something for me to look at, something I could bring into this whole idea of writing and what writing is about. So what about you, Nomsa? As you are hearing that about the book, is there something for you to turn around, or you'd like to turn around in your life? I can't hear you. You're muted.
I would like to turn around my company. I've got interview with people coming up on the 18th. So I've got 4 people that I need to interview. I've got 4 vacancies that I need to vacance for people to basically to bring on board. Because I feel that I need to turn things around. I'm broadcasting and doing other things like editing and stuff. So I need to bring somebody, a broadcaster, somebody that can do the production. So I can change and go to talk shows. And I need to bring my assistant. I need to bring, who else do I need to bring? I need to bring the marketing guy, someone to do the marketing, because I feel that Ghost Talk Show can actually, and Hope Springs Eternal Introduction Agency can go further, but I need those people on board to actually come in, and I need a designer as well, because although I work with Des to actually design, but I feel that I think I need people here with me every single day. If I need things done, instead of going somewhere, I need to point. Can you do this, please? Can you do this in that way? Or that person can work with Des basically to make sure that things are done very quickly. So I need to employ, like if I want to do a banner, instead of sending an email or text, I just need people like here with me full time in the office. Yeah.
Right.
So that's what I need to do, because I've been looking at things that I'm not where I need to be. And in order for me to be where I need to be, I basically need to make some changes. So hopefully things will work. Like what you were saying, that we think we have a plan, but sometimes things don't go away. And but I need to stay focused and make sure that I actually go to follow my path and get to where I need to go. And because lack of joy, I have joy in my life. You talk about lack of joy. Some people don't have joy because they're scared of making some changes in their lives. And you mentioned that people needs to find the support. It is true. You have to find the support and be surrounded by people that want you to do well in life. And and do some research as well. If there's part of your life that you don't feel fulfilled, do some research how you can change it. Some people want change, but they're afraid again. So the fear will always be there. Fear of change will always be there, fear of the unknown. But you just have to take action, and instead of talking about it, just get on with it and do it. Just do it. And you see where life takes you. Like you were saying, plans, we think we have plans, might find surprises along the way. So who knows?
And that's just something I thought of as you were saying, is you're scared of the unknown, there's a fear of change. And it reminded me of the book, Who Moved My Cheese? And in there, it says, change happens. They keep moving the cheese, you know. And it's a beautiful, very small book, but it really highlights how those that didn't want to move or make any changes actually didn't flourish. And those who were willing to move and make changes and embrace change, anticipate it, embrace it, welcome it, and move with the changes, actually flourished. Very simple book. So have a look at that, read that book. And it's called Who Moved My Cheese? I can't remember who the author is, but it is worth looking up and reading. So I think it is acknowledging what it is your fears are, because actually change is the only thing that we can be certain about. Change is always happening, but we tend to resist it. What are our fears? What is it that we're scared of? Make a list of those fears. Make a list of what it is we're scared of. And then you can actually start looking at, well, okay, so what's the worst that could happen? And write that down. And then go, okay, so then what's the worst that could happen? And write that down. And ask yourself a few times, well, and then what's the worst that could happen? And then what's the worst that could happen? And really get present to what is the deepest fear that's there. And actually what is the worst that could happen. And just then embrace that and welcome it. As scary as it might be, and go, okay, it could, it might. Has it happened yet? What a great question. No. Remember, it's all in your head. So then ask yourself the question, so what could be the best thing that could happen if I made these changes? And then what could be the best thing? And what else could be the best thing that could happen? And then start to explore that other avenue and look at that. And maybe that could get to a point where even that's a bit scary. It's like, oh goodness, but embrace it and recognize that it's possible. But again, has it actually happened yet? Bring yourself back to the present and just be real. Where are you right now? And just acknowledge those emotions, acknowledge what's going on. And then just ask yourself the question, so what can I do right now? And it's something I know I often say. It is just literally stopping and going, so what can I do right now? And something that Joe Vitale says is, what can you do right now to begin to turn your life around? The very first thing is to start making a list of the things you are grateful for. Start creating that attitude of gratitude. And each day, just write something down that you're grateful for. That's one of the things that you could start with. And then look at what are all the things that you're doing that are maybe causing you to be a bit stuck. What are the actions that you're taking? So something like you wake up and you just immediately check the phone. Well, what's that? What do you understand that to be giving you? What is it giving you, that checking your phone? Maybe it's a feeling of connection because you're not so much on you're seeing what everyone else is doing or what's there, who's contacted you, who are you connected with. Think of something else that would give you that same feeling. What else could you do? So maybe you're journaling. Maybe you could just have a hot drink. Look after, so connect with yourself to start with. Maybe you miss out on breakfast. Most important meal of a day, is that because you've got a sense of control? You want to control things? So how about drinking maybe a smoothie or having something ready that's just nice and easy, but it's nourishing? Just focus on, you can control it. What else could I do that would give me that sense of control? So it's understanding the reasons for your actions. What is it that you're wanting to get out of that action? What drives you to it? And what else could you do that's perhaps a bit healthier that would give you that same feeling? It's just a thought. So just identify what are your actions. Check on what you're doing each day and what is it giving you. And then just make that little shift, just that little nudge, And I know there's things that I could look at. I do certainly wake up, check my phone. That's when I could start writing, isn't it? Just thought. Instead of picking up my phone, pick up my pen, get my paper, start writing. Or if I do pick up my phone, start doing the research for my book rather than checking all the other things like Facebook and messages and that I've got. Think, my book, what research could I do? So just that tweak. And I'm glad it's making me think a bit now as we're talking. So, in what ways maybe could you shift your thoughts? What is it that you want to achieve and get done? Something that would support you in turning your life around, and just make those tweaks in attitude and in action. And I hear you saying that you're interviewing people, Nomsa. That's a great start. And, I heard you say your business isn't where you want it to be. Is there some deeper clarity that you could get that would help you move forward as well? Maybe there's not so much, the clarity is not quite there, or maybe there's something that's a bit out of alignment. So maybe just explore that.
Yeah, I had to bring someone in because I have an office in Ukraine. We have an office in Ukraine and here in UK, but I need another one in South Africa, and South Africa and Brazil and Kenya and Zambia. Yeah. So I need offices in those countries as well, so I can be able to serve people instead of people contacting me here. and then I have to do the interview over the phone. So I think it's best if I have a clear, like if I bring people in, then I will know that we can have a plan of how we can do this. Or it's either we can do it us, travel is fine and we are okay with it, or we just have an office there for people instead of consulting with a UK office, maybe just go to the branch and then we go there for interviews only. So that could be that. And basically, I had to do the paperwork. It took me days and days and days evaluating everything. And I was like,
Yeah.
this is annoying. And when I finished the paperwork, because I had to bring the company to do another company to do the assessment. And after I finished it, it was taking days and bringing up, coming in back with the questions and stuff. I was like, this is annoying. Changing life, it can be annoying sometimes. The paperwork is so much. But then in the end, they came up with the idea, because once you finish and they can identify with them where you need to change, you need to make some changes, then they will point out the resources, basically bring the agencies. This is the agency that you need to contact. This is who you need to contact. It's basically they have their own contact. And some of the services are free and some of the services you have to pay for it. So, and that was that. But it took so much. You have to have the courage to wanting to actually spend hours and hours writing, because it took me days basically filling out the forms and everything, because I know where I have a clarity of where I need to go with my company. And but I was stuck. Although I have Desmond O'Connor as my coach, but sometimes I like to bring people in to pick my brain. So I'm not stuck with one person, because some people, the person that you have, they might not identify the problems, but some people might be able to identify it. So that was the reason basically for me to actually realize that actually this is where I'm not where I need to be. I need to make some changes. And I was able to do that. And it takes courage basically to actually say, actually, I don't know what the part, I know the path that I need to take, but I don't know what to do. And be bringing somebody in and say, can you help me, please? This is my weakness. Basically, to be able to identify your weaknesses. Strength, we can identify our strength really, really easy. But with weaknesses, you need to have courage to actually say, I need help. And that takes courage, because sometimes people feel ashamed to seek help. So for me, basically it's a habit that I had to learn, that if I don't know how to do something, or if I don't know something, or if I want to go take my life to the next level, if I don't know how, and to ask for help.
Very important.
Yeah.
Being able to ask for help.
Yeah.
Identify what it is that you want help with and ask for help.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's difficult to know what we want help with. I know that I've often have this sense of, well, I want help, but I'm not sure. But actually, what I've found is when I've been to some mastermind meetings and they said, okay, so what do you want help with? What question have you got that, about your business? And I said, well, I don't actually know. And I would just start talking about something. And in that talking prompted conversation. And it was like, well, this is what I need help with. And it just, in the conversation, it opens up. You're able to then identify, well, what you want help with. Someone starts asking you questions. So that gets, more clarity. So it is about reaching out and just saying, I need to chew over something. Not quite sure what it is. I need help with something. I don't know really what. But if you are clear that's great because you can be specific in your asking. But maybe to support you in that, sort of getting nudged to say, well, how about listening to some inspirational content? If you listen to some inspirational people about what they say, some podcasts, YouTube videos, the different people that have got, personal development, or they're inspirational speakers, just listen to them, because something may come to you and that might just spur you on as well. So it is about being willing to listen to others. Does it mean you have to take it on board? Does it mean you have to do it? No. It means you then have a choice, because it may just be an element of what they talk about is what you take on board. It's about being able to have the choice for yourself, being able to have those choices available to you, know what is possible. Because opening that up stops you being stuck where you are, sort of head down, going, oh, I don't know what to do. I can't turn my life around. Well, can you see you're just stuck? Lift your head up, open up your arms, and reach out and embrace the plethora of opportunities that are actually out there, ideas, skills, actions that you could take. And if you find that hard to do, what you can do is reach out to one of us here and ask for support in being able to just lift your head up, and see what is possible for you to start turning your life around. Because sometimes it's really hard to hear what people are saying because we're so shut down. So again, and our batteries start to run a bit low. So just like my phone here, I just need to plug it in. Oops. Oh, then. What have I done? I'm not quite sure. Am I still here? I don't know, but I had to plug my phone in, and then I saw.
No, you're still here, Carol Ann.
I was still here. Oh, good.
No, you're still
Because
here.
I turned my phone off, and then it came on again. So again, notice things happen. You just have to keep going. What was it you wanted to achieve? I needed to achieve plugging the power in so my phone could keep going. You need to plug yourself into some energy source so that you can keep going. And recognize that. And sometimes it can just be looking at what you're eating, looking at nutrition in your diet, because that's a key source of energy, So, and as I said, reaching out to one of us here just to have that conversation to help move you on your way. It's not easy. And it's actually quite lonely at times when you're on your own. But it doesn't have to be. And I think this is the key message that I'm wanting to pass on, is it doesn't have to be. You have a choice as to whether you want to stay in the loneliness or not. And again, it's easy to get entrenched in it. And I know I often used to say to my mum when she was alive, and she was always saying, she hadn't spoken to anyone perhaps over the weekend, or she'd go out in the week, but it was the evenings. And I said, well, ring me, mum, or ring one of us, or ask someone to come round, because I didn't live near her, but there were other family that did. She said, oh, they're busy, and I don't like to disturb them. I said, ring them, ask them when they are available. Make it happen. but it was somehow it didn't seem to be within her. So I would end up ringing her most of the time. And sometimes I'd get, oh, for heaven's sakes, why can't you ring me? But then I realized she never grew up with a phone. You know, that wasn't how she grew up. So for us these days, I didn't actually grow up with a phone. I grew up with a telephone box up the road that we had to go to if we wanted to make a phone call. It wasn't till I actually went to college that my dad got a phone in the house, you know. So it's only recent. And then of course now when I say that to my grandchildren, they've grown up with a phone. They have a phone, that they're on the phone all the time to their friends. And I would imagine a lot of our audience, it's something, well, that you're used to, that there's a phone there. So pick up the phone, text, ring, message, and just reach out, because people do like to support you. And if they don't have the time right there, it doesn't mean that they don't want to. There isn't the time. And I know there's been occasions when I've reached out and rung a few people or made a message and said, you know, are you free now? And it's like, no, sorry. And I've let myself sink into, oh, I'm on my own. There's nobody there for me. I'm all alone. Can you hear? That's my thought. It's the meaning that I have put to it. As soon as I shifted that attitude to, okay, they're not available right now. Am I really on my own? And I'd actually just put up a prayer and realize, no, I'm not. So again, it's those recognizing the thoughts that hold you in that space of not being able to turn things around, not being able to move forward, that hold you in that space of feeling unhappy, depressed, and stuck, to being able to move forward. You know, and you know, I applaud you for, you know, you want to move your business forward, Namsa, and you're taking those actions, and you're recognizing who you need to speak with and where you're going with it, and that bigger vision, absolutely amazing, you know. So keep sharing what that vision is, because that's the first time I've heard the vision is as big as that. I only knew it as like this country. I really don't know that much about Hope Eternal. Was it? Sorry, the dating agency.
Hope Springs Eternal Introduction Agency.
That's right. Hope Springs Eternal Introduction Agency.
Mm.
Beautiful, you know. So I think it's sharing, it's talking about it and expanding that vision. And it's like, wow, I had no idea you've got all these other countries it's already, and that you want to expand in other countries. So it's great. Keep.
Yeah, the countries have always been there since we began, but the system was different.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I need to do more about it to make sure that I make it easy for everyone and easy for myself as well, and get other coaches that side as well who can maybe coach people on the other side, instead of, because some people, they don't like video coaching. Some people like in person. So those who prefer to be seen in person, so they can have people that they can help them. So I think that is good. And it's good for us if we have to travel as well. It is good. Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll see how the vision works.
Yeah. So your book that you are intending to write, or you're writing, how does that tie in? You've got a book you want to write? Yes.
Yeah, I would like to write a book.
And how does that fit in with your business?
I think I'm gonna have to, if I was to write a book, first it would be my biography, because my biography is
Mhm.
very, very interesting.
Mhm.
And it will be my biography for me writing a story introduction to NOMSA and
Mhm.
Ngosi, and NOMSA and Ngosi, and then moving on and writing another book about my second life story, so which will be
Okay.
my second stage.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that would be the first one, will be my younger me, and up to the age of maybe 30,
Mhm.
and then from 31 to now I'm 43. So just writing
Okay.
that story second stage.
Mm.
Yes, but I think I have so much that I'm doing at the moment. There's so much. That's why I need to bring some people to help me, because I think when you have people that are working with you, it's different
Mm.
than having to actually go and find people to do the job as and when. It's just when you have people that are working with you, you save time, and things gets done as well. So that's why
Mhm.
I need things to get done, so I can take the business to the next stage, because I have
Yeah.
to do YouTube. I have to do YouTube, and it's taking my time,
Yeah.
and to get people to actually view it, it's too much time. I don't want to do that. So if I find somebody, the broadcaster will be focusing on social media anyway, just to make sure that we broadcast the videos are done, edited and stuff. So
Right. Yeah. And it is about delegating, or what they call outsourcing, isn't it?
yeah.
Jobs that someone else can do,
Hmm.
so that you focus only on what you uniquely can do within
Hmm.
your business. Those
Yeah.
things that nobody else can do, it frees you up for doing that. Yeah.
Yeah. And using other softwares, because there's lots of good
Mm-hmm.
softwares to broadcast, but
Uh-huh.
they need somebody who knows what they're doing.
Oh yeah.
not, not me to just pressing the buttons and stuff. We need somebody who knows what they're doing for
Yeah.
us to move to those software. So
Yeah. Cool.
at the moment,
So,
NOMSA just knows how to match people
oh,
and
lovely.
stick in front
Yeah.
of the camera.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
yeah. And it's also being
So,
able to identify, because life is a journey. Actually, if I look back to where I've been now, with from the business to Ngozi talk shows, it's actually a
mm,
journey that I can laugh about, and it's actually it's amazing, because you learn so much. There are things that we take for granted when it comes to life, and when I look back, the journey and the process, and you guys just being here, sticking out, is actually shows that basically good things comes to those who wait for a very, very long time, and nothing gets built overnight. It takes time.
yeah.
And that's what I have learned about all this. And now, basically, when I bring people in, is to see if there's any resources we can use to improve whatever we are doing now. And it should be fun.
Yeah.
It should be really fun.
And it sounds to me like you've had a turning around of something, because you had this talk show last year started,
Hmm.
and then it was like it almost fell to pieces, because those that were working with you just walked away from it.
Yeah.
And what I'm hearing is that you made a tweak, you reached out, you asked people to join you, you held the vision, and you're turning things around.
Yes. I'm
Yeah.
turning things around. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's actually fun. Um, Kamal he said once, I don't know, he just said, I have a feeling that we might be 6 or 7 left because of the dedication. You can see people who are dedicated, and it was right. But actually, you don't need many people. You just need those people to build 2 or 3 people, 5 people, 7 people to actually build the dream. So people can look back and just say the journey when everyone else say, oh, goes to talk show, booking goes to talk show, and just look back and say, we began this dream. Just look back. It is nice. It's a beautiful story.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a beautiful
Yeah.
story.
Definitely. And it's there's things that you've had to overcome to actually be able to turn it around.
Of course,
And
yeah.
that in itself would make a great story
Yeah.
to share.
Yeah,
Because like when everything seems like it's being taken away from you, out of that arose something else that you just took hold of and ran with.
Yeah, and having God on my side, basically telling me that when every time I thought I was alone, and when He showed me that I wasn't alone, because when everyone else was walking out and asking people to join in, and some people were willing to do it, and were willing to say, okay, I'm sticking this and goes to talk shows. I'm gonna work hard, and God is showing me that you're not alone. You have people around you. And what I've learned as well, you don't need so many people to actually stick around. You need just those who believe in you and believe in themselves, and who wanted that bad, and God to make things happen.
Yeah.
So basically that's what Hope Springs and Goes to Talk Show is about. So I do have a feeling sometimes, when you look at things and then you're going back, and I was like, I look at you and Amanda, when you guys always come on and stuff, and Dr. Biget and Kamal. I know Kamal is distracted, but I know he's gonna come back. And I'm like, it just makes me realize that I have a family. I don't need to worry about anything. And that is even actually stops me. If you guys are not here, it stops me bringing other people that I'm happy broadcasting on my own. And I feel like I don't need Ngozi Talk Show. Basically, we are the brand, so I don't need to, unless if we have some things, a special event that are going on. So I feel that I just have to hold on to the brand. If we have some people that are coming on, or the events that we need to do, like a Christmas and New Year is coming up, so then we can bring people in. But I'm happy just to come on and just broadcast. It's fun.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Yeah, and it would actually be maybe that another tweak, which we talked about. Bringing guest speakers on, and people that just want to share in the conversation. They've got a topic, that they'd like to bring. So that's a thought, isn't it? That
I don't mind bringing guest speakers, but I just thought, because I'm in the process of wanting to change things around, I just need to work with what I have until I make a decision, or somebody comes up with an idea of how we can tweak things around. So
okay, so there's Christmas and New Year.
So
coming up pretty fast. So we
need to think about. Do we have any special things? I've just made a decision. I don't celebrate Christmas anymore.
Okay.
Because it's all commercial, and so I'm thinking, if I have to celebrate something that leaves people broke, I think before it was fine, but now I just find it's too much. So I've decided. I said to one of the somebody in the office that I'm not going to celebrate, and she goes, "What took you so long? I've not celebrated Christmas for 3 years." And I was like, "What?" She's like, "No, when I was growing up," she's English, so she said when she was growing up, Christmas was never like this. things have changed. It's too much. So I was like, okay, I'm joining you. I don't
Yeah.
want, yeah, but I'm going to leave my children to celebrate. I'm not going to until they make their own decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, it was family time. Then we have family, we play games, and I think it got to a point over the years where you sort of spent too much. And what, for me, having stepped out of teaching and attempted to build my business and not getting money in, and then losing the house and coming, getting to a point where literally I had no money, I've had to just go, do you know what? I've had other things that I can give people for Christmas. I've got back to the meaning of what it is, which is, that giving, being with family, that love, that sharing love, and keeping it very simple.
Yeah.
And for me, it's not about all the expensive presents that you can, and the amount of money that you can spend. And I've really, sort of brought that back quite tight now. And
because for me, growing up as well at home, we just used to eat food. And my younger siblings, they'll get present because they didn't understand it. But for me, I'll just see my family celebrating food, just having food and getting together and stuff. But over the years, things have changed, and I'm like, it's too much. If I have to think about, I think what the journey that you've gone through, losing everything, it makes you bring back the meaning of life. What is the meaning of life? Yeah. So I've decided. I think last week I was praying a few weeks ago that I'm no longer celebrating Christmas, and I was like, a Christmas tree. I have to buy a Christmas tree. I ask people, what is the symbol of a Christmas tree? What does it represent? No one is telling me. So I was like, okay, and giving people present. What does it represent? And no one is explaining. Everyone says we're celebrating Jesus. I was like, where's the proof that says Jesus was born on Christmas Day in the Bible? So I was like, I think I'm a follower. So I've decided that I'm going to stay at home and have food, because if it's Christmas, it has to be celebrated. It has to be about family, not anything else, not buying like thousands and thousands of presents. Anything that leaves you broke. It's no good.
And actually, if there's something where you want to turn your life around, it's actually recognizing that maybe there are some people that don't have family. And finding out, how could you support somebody to get that connection, and support them, and reach out and share something with them over the Christmas period, and bring something to someone else's life, rather than your own.
Do that, Carol. I'm gonna do
it takes it from here, just focusing on yourself, to focusing on other people. And when you start focusing on other people, that's when you can start turning your life around again as well. So there's many ways, isn't there, of turning your life around?
There's plenty.
What are you going to do?
There's really, really plenty. There's plenty. You just have to look at your character, basically, and look at where you want to be, and look at your environment, and look at the people around you, and just basically, I'm in the group where the Christians, like, we do Bible study together, and I've seen people, what they go through, messages when they say, please pray for me and pray for me. So I had to stop this week and ask myself that I always complain, that I tell myself I have problems. Sometimes I don't. And I need to be grateful to God, because if you can really see the problems, what people go through health-wise, all different stuff, then you'll be like, okay, I don't have problems. So I'm discovering the real world.
Yay.
I'm discovering the real world. I've been blinded. So I'm like,
you're waking up. You're waking
up. Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
which is a good thing. Your topic, I think it fits in with everything. I think we have come to an end, Carol Ann.
Yeah, I think we have too.
Do you have any words of encouragement you would like to leave with our audience?
I think, yes, just remember, if you're looking for a change, you must make a choice to take a chance, or your life will never change. And it is about making that choice to take a chance on something. Make that decision that you want things to change. Take a chance. And there's that song, isn't there? Take a chance on life. Da, 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 da. So it's just that, da, da, da. Take a chance. Take a chance. Yeah, it's your choice.
Yeah, life is a choice, and things might not go according to plan. You just have to have the courage to actually go on and just keep going. And it's something that I have learned building my business and my personal brand, that sometimes things don't go my way. And I just have to hold on. I just have to be honest. If things are not going my way, why they're not going my way, and just tweak things around, like Carol Ann is saying, and admit where I feel weaknesses. I feel that there's a weakness that is actually causing me being stuck, so I can unstuck myself, so I can wake up. Yes. Yes. So everything is a choice. You can't turn your life around if you want to. And most people, what they do is they worry about people, what they're going to say. They worry about families. For me, my life has always been the journey that I have to take on my own. I know that when I'm basically following my path, I'm on my own. I cannot expect anyone to understand. The only thing that I can expect is the advice for people who are there to drive me, to help me to drive the car that I'm driving. And those ones, I need them. I know that I have to find those people who will help me to succeed.
Yeah.
Don't worry about what people think.
I know. Justin Bieber, what he says, there's going to be times in life when people tell you that you can't. That's when you just got to turn around and say, watch me.
Watch me.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Yeah.
That's good.
I love that. I think I've been told so many times that I remember when I woke up in the morning and I told my family I'm going to United Kingdom. They were like, what now? I was like, I'm going to United Kingdom. And they were like, everyone is getting worried, but I already made plans with my dad and my stepdad. And I already basically, because my family were good, just listening and helping out. And when I'm telling everyone, means I've made a decision. And when I realized that actually these people don't actually believe me that I can do the things that I say I can do, I was like, change the subject. And I was like, to my mom and dad and my stepdad, I'll say goodbye to you guys. But when I arrive, then you can tell everyone that I've arrived safe. And that was it. You just have to believe in you.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone. Have a lovely, lovely weekend. And we are here Monday to Friday at Ngozi Talk Shows. And please follow us on YouTube and Live with Grace. If you want to contact everyone, one of our speakers, please do at Ngozi Talk Shows. Or you can go to the website www.hseia.com, send an email who you want to get in touch with. God bless you.